Hello everybody, welcome to 10p Golf. Today we're so lucky because it's rained, but it's not raining at the moment, but I think it's going to rain any second now, so I brought my hat. We're going to look at what you need to be prepared to play golf when it's raining, and I'm going to give you some tips along the way, from the driver to the irons to putting, chipping, bunkers, and some rules that can help, hopefully.
Anyway, the good Lord would never disrupt the best game of my life.
What you need, we'll go from head down to feet down to bag. You need one of these bucket hats, okay? They're 100% waterproof. And the great thing is they protect your face so water doesn't roll down here, and the back of your neck, it doesn't roll down the back of your neck if you just wear a normal cap. So first thing. Second thing you need, a top and legs, bottoms that are 100% waterproof. Gore-Tex or something like that, waterproof, and also breathes. So it's not like a plastic bag around you where you're sweating. Third thing that you need, obviously some clothes underneath to keep you warm. Fourth thing you need, socks. I recommend really good socks, the best you can buy, best quality you can buy. Winter socks, not those funny little summer socks that you wear, because your feet are going to get wet no matter what. The other thing that you need are excellent shoes. So if I show you my shoes here, so these are leather shoes, they're waterproof and they've got spikes on them. Okay, so that's what you need. None of those summer shoes, none of those shoes that are sort of plasticky or cloth. No. Leather shoes with spikes and 100% waterproof. Your bag needs to be a waterproof bag with a waterproof top on it, and then you can also, if you haven't got a waterproof bag, you can buy a cover. They're only about 15-20 euros. I'll put a picture up there from Decathlon of one. Umbrella, very important, and don't put it in the holes with your irons because it will get them all wet. It goes actually in a specific place. Let's see if I can show you. Actually goes in, let's take it out, in through that hole, in through there, they've all got that thing, and then right at the bottom, there's actually a hole that it goes in. Most important thing of everything that you need are gloves. If it's not raining, I recommend like one for your right hand, so with your normal glove on your left hand, and a nice warmish glove for your hand that hasn't got a glove on, so that keeps you nice and warm. And if it is raining, these fantastic rain gloves, they're not just winter gloves, they're rain gloves, so if they get actually meant to get wet, and they hold your club better. So we're going to play with these and see what it's like. I'll get them wet in a second. Both the gloves. You obviously need a towel to dry things. I put a spare towel in here that's dry, to keep it dry. If you really don't like winter, if you don't like the rain gloves, you can have a spare pack. I've got all these old gloves and just start taking them out one by one and using them until they're too wet. There. Just remember, because this was one I used actually I used this on Sunday. Today's Tuesday, Wednesday, today's Wednesday. So 3 or 4 days ago and it's still wet because I didn't put it out to dry. So just remember to dry them once you've played with them as well, okay? Little tip there, put that back. And that's it, off we go. Very important to have some fuel and hydration. So I always take a couple of bananas, or 1 or 2 bananas, and water, obviously. It's not raining at the moment, but the wind's picking up. I know it's going to rain. I'm hoping it's going to rain. Okay? So first thing, with 2 gloves, it feels very uncomfortable. So if it wasn't raining, but it was cold or a bit of drizzle, I think 1 glove would be fine. I can feel like 1 glove is like my normal glove instead of my leather glove would be perfect. That's mud. Allez, let's see. Now I've wet them so it looks very real. And that feels good. We're gonna hit a drive first on that sunny, rainy day. It is gonna rain, I know it's gonna rain. Ahí vamos. Smooth, suave. right to the right. Okay, I'm going to try with one glove, the left hand rain glove, because with two rain gloves I just can't hit it. Mejor. Better. That's very important, I think, really, that you have to practice in the rain. I'm not playing in the rain, but practice with the instrument. I've never used these before, and see what works best for you. So the first thing I have to say is I don't like playing in the rain. And I think if you can, avoid it. But sometimes you get caught up in a match and it starts raining. So always bring these with you, both sets, and a hat. The other thing is you might have a really important match that isn't cancelled. Like I played a match on Sunday, a tournament on Sunday, and they didn't cancel it. And it was like a day that was rainy and sunny and rainy and sunny. Typical Galician day. So you can see this area here has got water on it. Now, look at that come out. Do you see? So this is where I would use the rules to be able to find a better place. The ball's here, so what I'm allowed to do is find the nearest area, which is probably uphill. So I'd find the nearest area, drop with a ball like that. The only thing I could do really is try and knock it out high with a sand or a pitch or a 9-iron. Whereas in summer, I probably might try and go for the green. Winter now, with it raining like it has done, I'll have to see if we can get 100 metres out of it. I'm going to use the pitch. Lean forward. That's about the most I could do. Look at that, all that stuff came out of there. Well, just shows you the difference. Now, in the summer I could probably go for the green or at least get it 150 metres down there. In the winter, it's gone 50 metres. I'd also recommend to take a cart or a buggy if you've got a cart, if you have an electric cart or a push cart, and then you can put the umbrella on it and it stays there and it protects your gloves off. As long as it's not too windy. If it's very windy, the umbrella is impossible. From this shot, normally, take a look at it, to me it would probably be like a flyer from there, but because it's so wet, I kind of feel what would happen here with the weather conditions is that it wouldn't go as far, so I have to actually use a club more than I would do normally. So the first thing I don't know if you can hear it squelching, but it still squelches a bit. Here I wouldn't have relief, unfortunately. So the big thing for me, I think, in this conditions are to make sure you get the ball and then the ground first. If you get even a little bit behind the ball, you're going to chunk it and it's just going to go a few metres. How do I manage that then? So the first thing I do is I put the ball slightly back in my stance and really concentrate on getting a good contact with the ball with one iron more so that I can hit a smooth shot. Okay, let's have a go. All right, I'm going to get wet. Get wet again, see what it's like. It's drying with the sun. There we are, it's a bit wet still. Here we go. Contact with the ball, ball a bit further back. That's a good shot. Okay, I have to admit, I hate playing in the rain. And I hate wearing gloves as well, like this. So perhaps for me, the question would be to keep my hands, my right hand dry, or just use one glove, or just accept it. I think it's a mental thing of accepting that, you know, it's going to be a really tough day. You're not going to do as well as you would do normally, you know. So just try and do the best that you can. I'm sure if you think of that, if you go in with that kind of attitude, then you do a lot better than everyone else who's hating it out there. So there are two ways of hitting this, because this is still a bit soft. You can put it quite a way back in your stance and make sure you hit the ball first, or you can put it a little bit further in your stance, open up the face and just clip the grass. I'm going to try first with the one that I'm more used to, which is the ball in my back of my stance. We'll clean the iron, the wedge. This is a 52. Okay, now open. Sand like this, it's wet, so what I need to do is have a little bit faster swing to make sure I get out of the sand, otherwise it kind of gets trapped in that sand. Let's see if I can have a go. It's a tough one, so I've got to just get it over and reasonably high. Well, let's see if we can stop it a bit more, it's tough. Not bad. No está mal. Okay, so we're in the bunker. Imagine that all of this is water. From there, all of that is water. Okay, my ball's in there. What do? A, do I have to play it? B, can I drop behind on the grass? Or C, I drop the nearest place I can where there's no water. Yes, it's C. I have to drop it the nearest place I can where there's no water without gaining distance on the hole. So somewhere around here. Now I play the ball. A little quiz on rules here for you. So imagine this is all water and the ball's landed in the water and here's free. What can you do? Obviously you can play it where it is, or you could drop here with or without a penalty, or you could drop there with or without a penalty. What do you think? Which one? And with or without penalty? Okay, the answer is this. You collect the ball up without getting wet. So you can drop it here in the closest area that you can without touching the water, and that's without penalty, so free shot. Or you can drop it at the back, obviously with a penalty, one shot penalty. Okay, imagine all of this is full of water. Okay, what do? Do you drop behind in line with one penalty shot? Do you drop behind with no penalty shot? Or do you play it from where it is and get wet? Okay, the first thing is you could actually play from a place, if it's full of water, where the least amount, as long as you don't go closer to the pin, so you can choose anywhere where there's a least amount. The unfair rule is this, if you drop behind in line with the ball, then it's one shot penalty. That seems really unfair, unless you've got a local rule. I don't think we have a local rule here. Check with your club if they have a local rule about that. But here, I think you'd have to drop behind. It's a one shot penalty, which I didn't know. I've deliberately chosen an area that's still pretty soft. So basically I put it here because what I want to show you is I'm going to use an A time, is we want to make sure it rolls, because if we do a normal kind of spinny shot, it might stop, it might bounce to the right, bounce to the left. I'm just not sure how it's going to react on the green. Whereas if I do a shot that rolls more, I've got a good chance. And I'm still keeping the gloves on, even though it's not raining yet. I think it's the first time I want it to rain. Not bad. Getting in a bit closer. I'm going to keep the gloves on as if it was still raining. In the greens in winter, we want to make sure the ball rolls well, because the greens are just a disaster, a complete disaster. Well, they're not too bad. It's not like in the summer. Here we go. So I make sure I roll the ball reasonably firmly. It's going to be slower than normal. Pushed it. Roll it. Well, that was hit firmly, wasn't it? Okay, rule section. Imagine here we have a big puddle. What are my options? Do I putt over it? B, do I chip over it? Or C, can I gain a place that's away from this puddle? A, putter, B, chip, or C, I move it? Which one do you think it is? Okay, if you chose putter, you're wrong. I can move it. So basically I can move it in the same line as this, the closest place that's still straight, so it could be here. I mean, in theory, if there was water all over there, then I could actually go and play on the other side of the hole, really. If you've liked the video so far, please give a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. This is the first time I wanted rain. It hasn't rained. My son couldn't believe it. Papa, he said, he's Spanish. You want rain? As it hasn't rained, I'm going to put sound effects up there for you.